Ravenswood slept. Under a moonless sky, the old houses stood like watchful sentinels. Emma, returning from a late-night walk, felt the stillness in her bones. The air, heavy and cold, carried the scent of damp earth and something faintly metallic. It was the kind of silence that felt like a held breath, pregnant with unspoken secrets. Emma shivered, pulling her jacket tighter. The town had always been quiet, but tonight it was different. Even the crickets seemed to have fallen silent. She picked up her pace, her footsteps echoing on the cracked pavement, the only sound disturbing the eerie quiet. As she approached her house, a Victorian mansion at the edge of town, a new sound reached her ears. A low, indistinct murmur. It seemed to be coming from her parents' room. Curiosity warred with unease. Her parents were usually asleep by this hour. Why were they whispering? Emma tiptoed up the porch steps, the wood creaking under her weight. Each step seemed to amplify the whispers, making it harder to discern the words. They were urgent, hushed, filled with an emotion she couldn't quite place. Fear, maybe? Or panic? Her heart pounded in her chest, a frantic rhythm against her ribs. The air in the house felt thick, suffocating. The sweet aroma of her mother's lavender candles, usually a comfort, now seemed cloying, oppressive. She crept closer to her parents' room, each step hesitant, as if the floorboards themselves were warning her away. Their door was closed, an unusual occurrence. Her parents never closed their door, not even when they thought she was asleep. The whispers continued, punctuated by rustling fabric and the soft thud of something heavy being moved. Emma's hand trembled as she reached for the doorknob, her knuckles white against the cold metal. She hesitated, fear a living thing in her throat choking her, but something stronger than fear propelled her forward, a primal need to know, to understand the terror that lurked behind the closed door. Taking a deep breath, she slowly turned the knob, the click of the latch echoing in the silence. The whispers abruptly ceased. A heavy silence descended, thicker and more unsettling than before. Section 4. A glimpse of fear. Emma pushed the door open a fraction of an inch, her heart pounding against her ribs. The room was dark, the only light filtering in from the hallway. Her parents were huddled in the corner, their backs to her. They were whispering, their voices so low she could barely hear them. But it wasn't the whispering that made her blood run cold. It was the fear she saw reflected in their postures. They were huddled together, their bodies tense, their heads swiveling as if they were looking for something, or someone. The room felt different, colder, the air heavy and still. Section 5. The voice. "Who's there?" a voice rasped. Emma jumped back, her heart leaping into her throat. The voice was low, guttural, like stones grinding together. It wasn't her father's voice. It wasn't a voice she recognized at all. Terror, sharp and cold, shot through her. She tried to scream, but no sound came out, only a strangled gasp. Her parents didn't react to the voice. They didn't even seem to hear it. They just continued to whisper, their voices frantic, desperate. The rasping voice spoke again, closer this time. "I know you're here. There's nowhere to hide." Section 6. Frantic whispers. Emma's blood ran cold. She pressed her back against the wall, her mind racing. Whatever was in the room with her parents, it was evil. She could feel it in the air, in the stillness that had descended upon the room. The whispering intensified, laced with a new urgency. She couldn't just stand there. She had to help them. But how? What could she possibly do against whatever that was? The rasping voice spoke again, closer still, and Emma knew she had to act fast. Section 7. The Note. The next morning, Ravenswood woke to a chilling discovery. Emma was gone, vanished without a trace. The only sign of her presence was a note, clutched tightly in her father's hand. He sat on the floor of their bedroom, his eyes vacant, his face a mask of despair. The note contained a single, chilling sentence, scrawled in Emma's handwriting. "Don't tell them your real names, or they'll take you too."